Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killerrodan. I'm gonna be uploading a video here, of course, from my original channel because, as promised, I want to continue to do this and upload something on this channel. I will post a link down below for my second channel, where I'll be talking about movies and such, and yes, obviously, I'll post a link down below for Air Force as well if you want to see some more gaming content, of course. If you want to see more of that content, I guess. Some gaming stuff and whatnot. So anyway, let's just get into it, shall we? So I do appreciate anyone for looking, of course. Anybody for watching, quite obviously. So here we go, of course. Anyway, so here we go, I reckon. So yes, more stuff for Dragon Age. That's basically what's going on here. Quite obviously, you can guess yourself. Anyway, so here we go again. With that being said, without further ado, oh yeah, definitely. Just kick some ass, shall we? Oh yeah. Like I said before, folks, I do like the graphics though. The graphics are actually quite nice, actually. Oh yeah. Yes, even though it's an older game. Still though. But still. And yeah, like always, it's gonna be very dialogue heavy. Not surprising, really. But that's okay. That's okay though. You don't mind being a bit patient. Yeah, of course. If you don't mind it, really. If you don't mind it. But anyway, here we go, I reckon. Here we go. Yep, cinematic.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your Lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banorn will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Bantegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Bantegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
That happened. Whatever, mate. Okay, let's see, what else do we go to? What else do we have to do? Let's find out. Oh, yeah.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess the pretty one is the leader.
They don't look much like them others, you know. Maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
Okay, let's see, what else can I say? What else should be said? Need to have a correct response, of course.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Honric. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right. Even if you're no refugee, you still gotta pay.
Things are definitely getting really tense, of course.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
That's okay, though.
We get to ransack your corpse.
I don't mind it.
Those are the
I
rules.
don't mind it. Man, let it get intense. of course.
Did she say she's a Grey Warden?
But
Them ones killed
here we
the
go, I
king.
reckon.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear.
Here we go, I
Logain
reckon.
put quite a bounty on any who are found. What do you say, gents? With that kind of bounty, we can retire. Let's be heroes to the kingdom.
More enemies ahead! Shall be done. Now you fall!
All right, we surrender. We're just trying to get by before the Darkspawn get us all.
Okay, this is a thing, that's for sure. Oh, yeah. Whatever, mate. Whatever, mate.
Yes, I'm a criminal. I admit it. I apologize.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Again, thanks for tuning in, folks. Yeah. That's appreciated, of course. I really do. Just want to say that out loud. Thank you for anyone for watching, like I said earlier. Anyway.
Yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear. Well, what could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts. Well, watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
I get some fighting here, I guess.
Well, then let me
back.
go.
Suppose.
I'm
Might
not
as well.
going down without a fight.
Things are getting pretty wired
Shall be
here.
done.
Yeah. Things are pretty wild. Pretty wild. Of course. It's right though. It's alright though. But I don't mind these games have some kind of combat system. Of course, I don't mind.
What do you wish of me?
I really don't.
If you must.
I mean, you gotta make it engaging somehow. So
Why
that's
do you
how I
ask
told
me
you.
such
Gotta make it
questions?
engaging
I do not
somehow,
probe
but-
you for pointless information, do I?
Well, I think anyway. Is what I believe.
Would it not be easier simply
it's
to
done
poke
right,
at me with a
fine.
stick?
Okay. Hi, lady. This character should look familiar. She was in
I
the other
think
game as
I
well.
will elect to answer the question for now, if you do not mind. What is it you asked if I grew up in the wilds? A curious question. Where else would you picture me? For many years it was simply Flemeth and I. The wilds and its creatures were more real to me than Flemeth's tales of the world of man. In time I grew curious. I left the wilds to explore what lay beyond, never for long. Brief
All right, then.
forays into a civilized wilderness.
Alright, whatever, mate. Whatever you say, right? Whatever you say. Whatever. Okay. Let's just go on with it.
For the most part. Flemeth taught me well. For all that I had been taught, however, the truth of the civilized lands proved to be overwhelming. I was unfamiliar with so much. So confident and bold was I, yet there was much that Flemeth could never have prepared me for.
Alright, whatever. I personally don't mind if these run for a while.
Equal parts daring and foolhardy, perhaps. Only once was I accused of being a witch of the wilds, and that by a chastened who happened to be travelling with a merchant caravan. He pointed and gasped and began shouting in his strange language, and most assumed he was casting some curse upon me. I acted the terrified girl, and naturally, he was arrested.
Conversations do help to give you a sense of these characters, so I do view this conversation.
I do
as a
not
good
know
thing.
how well I lie, but I will do whatever I must in order to survive. The point being that I was able to move through human lands fairly easily. Whatever humans think a witch of the wild looks like, 'tis not I. Not that I did not have trouble. There are things about human society which have always puzzled me, such as the touching. Why all the touching for a simple greeting?
Yeah, I know people want more action stuff going on, but I'm just saying I don't mind these conversations. They don't bother me really.
At least with that sort of touching, I would have been able to intuit the intent with far greater ease. There were many nuances that Flemeth could never tell me of. When to look into another's eyes, how to eat at a table, how to bargain without offending. None of these things I knew. I still do not understand it all, truth be told, but then I gave up long ago any hope of doing so. When I returned to the wilds last, I swore to Flemeth that I had no intention of leaving again.
Alright, sure. Let's just go on with it, I suppose. Here we are, I reckon.
You were a fine one to be pointing out the humour of fate. Shall we examine your predicament on the whole? Let's not. Me? I prefer the jest on me to the jest on you. Well, let's get on with it before the ground opens up and swallows us, yes? What do you wish of me? If you must. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
I do like the setting, though. The setting is like quite good. I'll give it that.
I found the game fun. I was too young to understand the truth behind what was happening. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait, a little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Okay. Whatever, mate. Whatever. Let's go.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
Alright, let's go. Let's do some shit. Oh, yeah.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the circle of magi as apostates, and apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Alright then, let's just continue onward to do whatever. Whatever it takes, right? I do believe so. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hope you are not simply being agreeable. It would be a refreshing change. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Okay. So that was something. Oh, yeah. That was definitely something. Christ. Okay, and let's just go through here and whatnot. Again, I will definitely post a link down below for my second channel and for Alfred's as well. For anyone that wants to go to those channels, of course. The links will be provided in the description below. Okay. Alright, then whatever, mate. Whatever, I reckon. Let's just go. And do whatever. And do whatever, I suppose. Ah, doggy. Oh, ain't that precious. Ain't that precious. Definitely. Oh, yeah.
What do you wish of me? If you
Hi.
must.
Well, how do you do? Oh, yeah.
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Oh, she is certainly old. Have no mistake of that. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
She does have a good character design. Well, both of these characters do. They have good character designs, I believe. At least I thought so. Maybe just me, I don't know. I probably don't mind them, really. Okay, whatever, suppose. Sure.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire. As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Okay. They just go through here, I suppose. Sure, whatever. Okay.
The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
Alright. Let's continue onward, I suppose. Sure.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
Okay, whatever, mate. Whatever you say.
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Boy, let me see. Get the right thing, make the right choice. Really be careful with this kind of thing.
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
Again, I have to say the graphics are really good, though. The graphics are really good in this game. Maybe I know our title, but that's okay, though. I mean, graphics are not everything, I know that, but I'm saying.
You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds, after all, not just the one, and these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed, so should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Okay, whatever, mate. As you wish, I suppose. Oh, yeah.
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Whatever. Just want to get this part out of the way, I suppose. So we can move on to other things, I guess. Oh, yeah.
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Again, gotta focus on making the right decisions when it comes to this kind of game. Really. I mean, I personally don't mind it, really, but there you go.
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has coloured her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
I do think that these kind of games are pretty fun. I mean, it's a required taste. And also if you have the time to play them, of course. Because things get in the way.
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Okay. What else can we say? Let me see here.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
Okay. Whatever, mate. Whatever.
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on. What do you wish of me? If you must. I was not born such. 'Tis a skill of Flemeth's, taught over many years in the wilds. The chastened have tales of we witches, saying that we assume the forms of creatures to watch them from hiding. When a child is alone and separate from his tribe, that is when we strike, dragging the young boy kicking and screaming to our lair to be devoured. A most amusing legend.
For an older game, I thought this was pretty well made. I'll give it that. That's for sure. I think it's solid enough when it comes to the graphics and everything else.
Oh.
Yeah.
I truly doubt that children would be worth the effort. They are filthy, smelly things full of tears and snot and trouble. That said, I cannot speak for the tastes of my mother. She has, after all, lived a very lengthy time in the wilds and done many things I know nothing of. Why do you ask? Is there something specific you wish to know? No? 'Tis not unheard of in the remote corners of the world. There are traditions of magic outside of the circle of magi, despite what those mages would have you believe. Some of these traditions are old, indeed passed down as carefully guarded lore from one generation to the next. The zealots of the chantry would uproot all such practitioners if they could, but as luck have it, some still exist. My mother is such a one.
Again, check out my second channel and Alpha's as well. The links for both channels will be posted down below. I'm just saying that again for whoever is watching these videos, I suppose. I'm just throwing it out there. Anyway, whatever, that's it, really. Anyway.
Not all apostates use the forbidden blood arts. Maleficarum do, but to condemn all who do not fall under the circle's thrall for the sake of what might be is a dangerous path to walk. There are those who look on the word apostate as meaning freedom.
Okay, who else do we have to talk to? There has to be another person we have to talk to, is there? I'm gonna say yes, we do. Right after this? Okay.
The form of an animal is different from my own. One may study the creature, learn to move as it does, think as it does. In time, this allows one to become as it is. I gain nothing by studying another human. I already am the same as they are. I learn nothing. So the answer is no, my human form is the only one I possess. Indeed. Have you an opinion on my abilities, then? Am I an unnatural abomination to be put to the torch? A most practical opinion. Far more so than any man I have spoken to. But enough of such talk, let us proceed lest the dust gather on us.
What do you need? You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did. I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
Okay. Guess gonna talk to this guy for a little while, I suppose. Of course. Oh, definitely. It's alright though. It's a good way to get a feel for everyone, I guess. I suppose.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive.
Okay.
I don't think he had any family to speak of.
Sure, there's that. But okay. You get a bit of backstory for a lot of these characters, of course. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, oh, definitely. Now, you get to talk to various different characters from all kinds of backgrounds, I guess. Whatever, suppose. Whatever.
I don't know. I have no idea what the Grey Wardens do for when they fall in battle. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just... Oh, of course. How stupid of me to forget. Here I am going on and on about Duncan, and you... I am so sorry. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little. That's good to hear. It's nice to know I'm not the only one who remembers him well. Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
But how can I? He is right there, speaking, eyes wide like those of a brainless calf.
Oh, I get it. This is the part where we're shocked to discover how you've never had a friend your entire life.
I can be friendly when I desire to. Alas, desiring to be more intelligent does not make it so.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first. He was out scouting in the wilds, wasn't he? That's what the king said.
Then attempting to look for him there would be foolish. He is either dead or he managed to flee to the north.
Very sensitive.
I am simply saying that it is foolish to mount a rescue when you have no notion where this man is and the wilds are overrun with darkspawn. You will either find him somewhere outside the wilds with other survivors, or not at all. This should be good.
I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them? There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Go after your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
Short of leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress, and that's thousands of miles away. Fair enough. Let's head into the village whenever you're ready.